Back at it again, and yeah, I'm angry, guys, and I'm sure after you hear this story, a lot of you will be angry too. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new, and let's dive in.
Joining me now is the man leading that charge against Speaker McCarthy, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. So you have been threatening to topple McCarthy, issue a motion to vacate the speakership if he worked with Democrats to fund the government with a clean CR, a clean government spending bill.
By the way, this isn't what you should be angry about. I'm actually happy about this part, but I'm letting you see this for a very specific reason. Stick around because I have something after this clip.
Which is exactly what he did on Friday and Saturday. The House gavels back in tomorrow at noon. Are you going to make a motion to vacate?
Speaker McCarthy made an agreement with House conservatives in January, and since then he has been in brazen, repeated material breach of that agreement. This agreement that he made with Democrats to really blow past a lot of the spending guardrails we'd set up. I do intend to file a motion to vacate against Speaker McCarthy this week. I think we need to rip off the Band-Aid. I think we need to move on with new leadership that can be trustworthy. Look, the one thing everybody has in common is that nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy. He lied to Biden. He lied to House conservatives. He had appropriators marking to a different number altogether. And the reason we were backed up against this shutdown politics is not a bug of the system. It's a feature. Kevin McCarthy's goal was to make multiple contradictory promises, to delay everything, back us up against shutdown politics, and at the end of the day, blow past the spending guardrails he'd agreed to.
So how many Republicans do you think will be with you in your motion to vacate? Because obviously, for people at home who don't know, you need 218 votes to get him out of the speakership. You don't have 218 Republican votes. You're going to need Democrats. Let's start with the Republicans. How many Republicans do you have?
Well, enough so that when you host this show next week, if Kevin McCarthy is still the Speaker of the House, he will be serving at the pleasure of the Democrats. He will be working for the Democrats. The only way Kevin McCarthy is Speaker of the House at the end of this coming week is if Democrats bail him out. Now, they probably will. I actually think that when you believe in nothing, as Kevin McCarthy does, everything's negotiable.
Okay, but
and I think he'll cut a deal with the Democrats.
Let's be honest here, though, because if you succeed in vacating him, you also will have to make a deal with the Democrats. You also will have to get Democratic votes to kick him out.
Absolutely. I will make no deal with Democrats and concede no terms to them. I actually think Democrats should vote against Speaker McCarthy for free. I don't think I should have to deal them anything.
So you're not going to cut any deals with them?
Absolutely not. And I don't think that any Republicans that share my view on Speaker McCarthy would cut deals with Democrats. But here's the thing. I'm done owning Kevin McCarthy. Right? We made a deal at the end of in January to allow him to assume the speakership, and I'm not owning him anymore because he doesn't tell the truth. And so if Democrats want to own Kevin McCarthy by bailing him out, I can't stop him, but then he'll be their speaker, not mine.
So let's talk about what's just happened this last week, the government shutdown, because obviously, as you know, you've made a lot of enemies this last week. A lot of people, I'm talking about House Republicans. I'm not talking about Democrats or the media. I'm talking about House Republicans. They're pretty angry. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, a handful of people, and in particular a party of one, Matt Gaetz, have chosen to put his own agenda, his own personal agenda, above all else. He's not a conservative Republican. He's a charlatan.
They killed the most conservative position we could take, and then called themselves.
And this guy here, man, I'm sorry. I mean no disrespect. But whenever I see this guy, man, it's instant rhino. And listen, I'm new to politics, admittedly so, right? But if I remember correctly, I watched this guy get angry at Matt Gaetz and the Freedom Caucus when they were like, no, we're not just going to usher in Kevin McCarthy just because that's what we're supposed to do. Like, absolutely not. That's not what the people want. And I remember taking several polls. Now, granted, I'm just a small YouTuber guy, but I took several polls amongst you guys and asked you, do you want Kevin McCarthy as speaker? And overwhelmingly, every single time I asked, you all said no. So the way that I see it, people like this guy right here that got angry at the Freedom Caucus for not just bowing down to the establishment, you're a rhino. You are not a Republican. You, sir, should not have the R next to your name. You should have a D. In my humble opinion, including the guy that was speaking. I don't even know who the guy is speaking right before. Does anybody know who this gentleman is? Somebody let me know. I'm not even about to sit here and act like I know who he is. I don't. Okay. But like I said, I'm new to politics, so I have no clue who this gentleman is. If you do know, let us all know in the comment section. He's not a Republican either, and neither is Dan Crenshaw, who is the guy with the eye patch.
The charlatan.
They killed the most conservative position we could take, and then called themselves the real conservatives, which is like, make that make sense.
Now, the conservative...
They are the real Republicans. They are, Dan. And they work for the people because the people said, we don't want Kevin. People like yourself, Dan, said, we don't care what the people say. We're going to get Kevin in anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm rocking with Matt. But these rhinos have done something absolutely despicable that I think you guys are really going to be angry about. House GOP members seek to expel Gaetz amid renewed threat to vacate House Speaker McCarthy. House GOP members are preparing, a motion to expel Rep. Matt Gaetz amid his renewed threat to pursue a motion to vacate House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The House Republican members will seek to expel Gaetz if the Ethics Committee report comes back with findings of guilt, Fox News has learned. One member told Fox News the report is mostly written, but does not know what it contains. Yet, following threats to vacate McCarthy, the member said of Gaetz, no one can stand him at this point, a smart guy without morals. So Matt Gaetz is the one without morals? I'm just, and this is the crazy thing, y'all. Sometimes, like when I'm looking at some of this stuff, I feel like I'm the crazy one. I really do. Like I have these moments where I'm just like, hold on, wait, is it me that's tripping? Am I going crazy? Am I crazy for standing with Matt Gaetz? Like, am I cuckoo? Y'all let me know. Don't just say, oh yeah, we agree with you. It's just to be nice. No, really tell me, because if I'm going off the deep end, I need to know. But as for right now, until I read back through the comment section, this is nuts. This is nuts. I literally had to question whether I'm going crazy or not. Like, I don't understand how these Republicans see Matt Gaetz as the problem. You got people like Dan Crenshaw, who you just saw, the guy with the eye patch, saying that he's not a real Republican. What? Well, oh my goodness. This is insanity. This is absolute corruption. Absolute corruption. And we all know what to do come next election. When all of these folks, like Dan Crenshaw and whoever that gentleman was, when they come up, again to seek your vote to stay in, we all know what to do. Absolutely not. And from here on out, that should be one of our questions. Are you somebody like, how do you feel about Matt Gaetz? That should literally be one of the questions that we all start asking Republicans who are running for office. Republicans. How do you feel about Matt Gaetz in the Freedom Caucus? How do you feel about Donald Trump? What about the indictments? How do you feel about funding, this other country, right? How do you feel about X, Y, and Z? These are questions that we need to be asking these folks because they tell a lot. They tell a whole lot. Real Republicans support Matt Gaetz in the Freedom Caucus. Fake ones don't, in my humble opinion. Now, maybe I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know. Maybe it is me that's just going insane. Maybe. That's a possibility. Sure. I doubt it, but it's possible, I guess. Right? I don't feel like I'm going nuts, but with everything that I'm seeing, it's just like, wait, what? Huh? No way. Right? Do y'all have that moment too? Like, were you just reading stuff and seeing stuff and you're just like, is it me? Or are these boys just going, like, are they like weaponizing everything top to bottom? Like they're trying to squash out any and all dissent. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know. But this honestly makes me pretty angry to hear and to see this crap. One of the only guys who's standing up for the people, they try to say he's not a real Republican. And they're literally trying to kick him out. I don't understand. There's even another article from Fox News that stated that, here we go. Wait, where we go? Gaetz blows up at McCarthy in closed door House GOP meeting. Fireworks. A source familiar with the meeting said fireworks occurred when Matt Gaetz rose to accuse McCarthy and his allies of waging an online campaign against him using MAGA influencers paid to attack Matt on social media. McCarthy denied the claim and dismissed Gaetz. McCarthy said he wouldn't waste his time on Gaetz like that. The source told Fox News. Who are these online influencers that are going after Matt Gaetz? I honestly haven't seen any. Maybe it's just because I'm in my own little bubble. And what qualifies as an influencer? Like that stuff is just weird to me. Influencer. Like, am I an influencer because there's over 1 million of you? Like, does that qualify me as an influencer? Like that stuff is weird to me. But anyway, beyond that, who is attacking Matt Gaetz? These online influencers. If you guys have come across anything, please let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely be reading. As you guys know, I'll be reading through the comment section. I do read through the comment section almost every single day. As I'm sure you guys know already. I'm sure you've seen me like comments all the time. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Do you agree with Matt? Do you agree with Kevin McCarthy? Why? Do you agree with Dan Crenshaw? Do you think Dan Crenshaw is a rhino? How are you guys feeling? I mean, honestly, do you guys agree with me when I talked about, asking these Republicans who are running for office, these simple questions? How do you feel about Matt Gaetz and the Freedom Caucus? Or how do you feel about Matt Gaetz? How do you feel about the Trump indictments? How do you feel about Donald Trump? Are you MAGA? Do you agree with those types of questions? Let me know. Let me know. I'm really interested. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, because this, yeah. Y'all let me know. Peace and love, family. I'm out.